Bandham Bhaktivinoda Samanitam Shri Chaitanya Prabhu Vande Nityananda Sahoditam Shri Nandanandam Vande Shri Radhika Charanadoyam Govijana Smayuktam Vrindavana Manoharam Shri Gauranga Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Yadhar Sivasvi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Jai Sri Radhe. It's Sunday Satsang, September 24th, 2023. This is tasting Bhakti Rasa and Manjari Bhava Sadhana, and we're discussing about yoga and viyoga. Yoga means meeting of Radha and Krishna, and viyoga. This is tasting Bhakti Rasa. So yoga means meeting of Radha and Krishna, and viyoga means no meeting. So last week we discussed viyoga, separation. Now the Manjaris are feeling separation, and that was discussed. So now we're discussing union, which is called yoga or sambhog. Bhakti Rasa Sindhu describes the sambhog ras, the rapture of union of Krishna and his devotees, into three categories: siddhi, sthiti, and tushti. So the first one is known as siddhi, which means perfection or attainment, and the second category is satisfaction, tushti, and the third category is security or sthiti. Siddhi refers to the attaining of Krishna after the stage of eagerness called utkanta, such as the first meeting with Krishna. Krishna. Satisfaction, tushti, refers to reunion with Krishna after temporary separation. And security, sthiti, refers to constantly being in Krishna's association. So the word sthiti means place, like sthiti means place or situation. So being in a place where you're always with Krishna, that's the third type of union third type of yoga called sthiti. These are technical terms, but he describes each of them individually now. This is the first attainment of the object of love. In other words, the first time Radharani meets Krishna or Gopi meets Krishna, it's called siddhi. This is from Sangeet Madhav by Prabhupada Saraswati. One sounds familiar. Pay attention. One anxiety-ridden Manjari or sadhaka. No anxiety, no tension. Your name is Madhurika now. You got changed yesterday. So much honey's coming out, so Murali became honey, Madhurika. Muralika became Madhurika.
Like many years ago when I had not name spiritual, I want my name Madhurika.
Asha. That's pretty cool. That's nice. Nice bit of history. So this Manjari, Kinkari, she doesn't desire anything else but having Saksha Darshan of Radha and Krishna. So consequently she fell down at the feet of her Guru Sakhi. And then she fell down at the feet of Radharani's other dearest Sakhis and cried out, "Oh dear Sakhis, oh Priya Sakhis." Not Sakhi Priya, Priya Sakhi. Oh Priya Sakhis, I can no longer be peaceful. Please tell me where I can find that pair of lovers. I can find them enjoying their pastimes. Seeing the depths of this Navadasi's emotion, the Sakhi's hearts melted with affection, and they replied to her. So this is an example of Siddhi for the Manjari. The Manjari attaining Siddhi in Prakat Leela of Krishna, which means the first meeting of the Manjari with Radha and Krishna. Perfection of yoga is called Siddhi, means first attainment of Radha and Krishna. So, seeing how emotional that Manjari was, the Sakhi's hearts melted, and they replied to her, Then these Sakhis showed that young Manjari the sweetly smiling Krishna and his beloved, who is the eternal source of his own pleasure. The Manjari's eyes darted excitedly in all directions like a chikori bird. As the Sakhis showed that Manjari the forms of Radha and Krishna, they sang a song. But remember, in Goloka, every word is a song. Every step is a dance. We get reminded of that with some members of our group. Every step is a dance. You gotta put a garland on a picture, even that's a dance. Cute. As they say on the internet, absolute cuteness. They show some pictures of a cute little baby, and if you go write a comment, absolute cuteness. Oh Sakhi, just see Gokulendra Sutta, the son of Nandaraj. He's standing, embraced by Radharani. Krishna's beauty mocks that of Cupid. Just look, Sakhi, at Radha's enchanting, beautiful hair braids, entwined with a garland of malika flowers. Radharani's bosom is covered with a handsome bodice and a jeweled necklace. Radharani is absorbed in amorous affairs with Krishna, by which she fills the universe with waves of unlimited delight. Oh, inexperienced girl, that means Navadasi, she just entering Prakat Leela, having her first meeting around Krishna. So he doesn't have any experience. Oh, inexperienced Kinkari, see the fresh youth of Vrindavan, trembling as Krishna is being beaten by the waves of nectar arising from the contact with Radha's body. That's a nice way of describing. Krishna's embracing Radharani, and there's so much nectar in Radharani's transcendental form. Amrit Sarup, Mahabhav Srupini. There's so much bhav, it's coming like waves in the ocean. Like some people go down to the ocean, they deliberately stand there to get knocked over by the waves. And they stand up to their knees, and the waves come and knock them on the beach, on the butt. And they get up again, they get knocked down again, go up again. People like to play in the ocean. But even when adults go to the beach, they become like children. They become very playful. I know myself. I don't know if I become or I just am, I guess. We used to go on yatras in the winter time when I was leading Braj up until about 2012 or so. Like in the winter, they had winter break in school, so we take about 20 people and go to Jagannathpuri for the winter. It was a little cold then, but the spirit of enjoyment doesn't know temperature. The spirit of enjoyment can't be restricted by temperature. So we weathered the cold and became just like kids. Everybody enjoyed that. One wife of one, without mentioning names, but all the girls, all the white housewives were standing in the waves, and then one wave knocked the guy's wife down. She disappeared under the ocean, and he was laughing. He was laughing. And he didn't do anything. And she was not very happy under the water. She was like inside her whirlpool washing machine, getting wet, ripped around. So one of the other men, more compassionate, empathetic type men, rescued her. She looked like a wet rat when she came out of the water. Hair was all crazy, all full of sand, duly embarrassed. But Radharani's body, waves of nectar coming out of her body, and Krishna is shivering in delight, experiencing those waves. And this is all being pointed out to the Manjari by the Sakhis. Radharani herself, she is dizzy from the lusty desires welling up inside her, and her eyes are reddened as if Radharani is intoxicated. Radharani's every bodily part is enlivened with happiness and covered with standing hair. Her hair is standing on end. As the young Manjari looks at Shamasundar, the chief of youthful cowards, she begins to ask herself, what am I seeing? Could this be the moon god? No, were it so, why would he be wandering around here in Braj? Then this must be a dark tumultuary. No, trees don't walk so can't walk or talk enchantingly. Could this be a fresh new rain cloud I'm seeing? Is it possible? Perhaps it's the autumn full moon. Looking at Radharani, the Manjari thought, is this the Kandharva's, the Pran of Kandharva himself? The life force Pran. Perhaps Radharani is the life and soul of Madhusudan. She's Pran of Krishna. Radharani is Krishna's Praneshwari. This Radharani could be the embodiment of the seed of all loveliness in the universe, the personification of the Devi of Ananda Ras. These poets have a way of describing things. Then again, perhaps Radharani is the wealth of amorous love has manifested as wandering in Brajavan. It seems to the Manjari that the jewel of her very being has divided into two and taken two separate forms outside of her body. Gazing at the divine youthful couple, that Nava Manjari, new Manjari, becomes immersed in the ocean of prema. A few minutes later, the Manjari regains her composure, and her eyes fill with tears of ecstasy. She begins to worship Radharani's lotus feet with the following prayer. O Radhe, you are dear to Krishna and his own life. I adore you because you're an unequal ocean of rapture. You eternally enjoy pastimes in the secret groves of Vrindavan forest. Please make me a servant of your lotus feet. Teach me the songs which you have written yourself, and reveal to me the deep feelings inside your song, along with the artistic gestures which accompany them, so I can sing them for you and Krishna's pleasure. Because this new Manjari has been able to approach Radharani through the mercy and direct order of her Guru. Remember that. The bribe window is open. You can make bribe deposits. Put in a good word for it. It's the order of Guru and Radha's other intimate Sakhis. There is no fault in the Manjari's apparently independent prayer for service. But she's praying directly to Radharani, engaging in service. She's not praying, "Oh Gurudev, please engage in Radharani's service." She's praying directly. There's another prayer by another Manjari in Sangeet Madhav. O Radhe, O Radhe, when the young prince of Vrindavan holds you tightly to his chest again and again, with trembling arms, and its radiance makes your body even more glorious. Then just glance upon me mercifully and make my life successful by giving me some seva. Glance at me and make my life successful by giving me some seva. Not, oh my God, this is my guru on the phone. I think he's going to ask me to do some seva. I better put it on silent. Airplane mode. That's not the way. So this Manjari is praying in Sangi Madhav, please make my life successful by giving me a chance to do some seva. Seeing the intensity of emotion in the new Manjari, Radharani, who by nature is affectionate to devotees, felt her own eyes fill with tears as her natural affections increased. So Radharani responds to the bhav and feelings of the Manjaris. So Radharani can understand the hearts of her Manjaris, and she responds accordingly by increasing her own affection. The Manjari has tears of petition and tears of submission in her seva-filled eyes and heart. And Radharani feels that, so she starts crying herself. And then with her beautiful body, Radharani embraces new Manjari. As a result, the Manjari becomes overwhelmed with joy. The Manjari then turns to Radharani's supreme object of affection, Govinda, and prays to him with the following words. O Madhav, O Ananda Swarup, O Vrindavan, Prince of Vrindavan, your teeth are as beautiful as Vaikunta flower petals. Your slightly smiling face is like a blooming lotus blossom, which attracts the entire world. You are the original source of all happiness. Please drench me in the nectar of your service to Radharani's lotus feet. So even when a Manjari approaches Krishna, she doesn't say, "Oh Krishna, please engage me in your service." So Krishna, you're really nice, you're really beautiful, have beautiful teeth, beautiful smile and everything. Can you do me a favor? Oh yeah, what? Engage in Radharani's service. All glories to you, Shyama-Sundar. May you ever be victorious. You defeat billions and billions of cupids with your slightest sweet, flirtatious gesture. You are more coolingly radiant than the autumn moon. O smiling one, bless me with service to your most dear Radharani's lotus feet. Who are you, Krishna? You are the amorous plaything of Radha. Manjari say Ishwara Parama Krishna is such an Ananda Rupa. Not Jagadish, Jagannath, Jagadishwara. You are amorous, you're amorous plaything of Radharani, who is the ocean of Rasa Sindhu. Your body is overwhelmed by Cupid's distractions. That's a nice way to describe it. Cupid's distractions. It's like saying, I'm really agitated. I'm burning with lust and going crazy. I'm being overwhelmed by Cupid's distractions. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, madam. I'm being overwhelmed by Cupid's distractions. Yeah, I see it. It looks like you're really overwhelmed by those distractions. Maybe my attractions have something to do with your distractions. You have attractions, I have distractions. One attraction plus two attractions equal distraction. This is Cupid's mathematics. You are the embodiment of bliss, supreme bliss, please. Please make me a handmaiden of Radharani, who is dearer to you than life. After this initial meeting, the Manjari enters the Nitya Lila of Radha and Krishna, apricot Vrindavan. So first this meeting, what we describe, these prayers, this crying, this emotion in the eyes, this begging the Guru Sakhi, and begging Radharani for service, and begging Krishna for Radharani's service. So happening in sadhaka group, Manjari in sadhaka group, and sadhaka vesh, and then now it describes meeting, I guess. So this is introduced a new section. Okay. Hearing these heartfelt words from the Manjari, maybe she left her body and went down from her. Govinda looked at her with smiling lotus eyes, bathing her in a rainfall of his full affection. That's nice expression. Bathing you, being bathed in a rainfall of full affection. After that, by the mercy of Radha and Krishna, the Manjari became increasingly expert in all kinds of intimate sevas, so much that they always kept her nearby. So this is apricot Lila. She was, so the previous, apparently what we were reading before was this Manjari had attained prema, became a sadhana sadhaka and Manjari, and she had swarti, had darshan of Radha and Krishna, and she became all emotional and prayed for them. And her Guru Sakhi also was here at that time in the swarti, and introduced her to Radharani and Krishna, and she prayed to them. And then she left her body, gave her body, entered into now she's into again, because it happens that fast. You have one body and accept the next body. When you're praying, you don't go to Pitri Loka or Yamapuri or anything. There's no 1 year gap, they do pinned after 1 year, someone dies and all that. You're gone. You enter the spiritual world immediately. So she became expert in all kinds of intimate service, means she's being trained by all the Sakhis and Manjaris in the spiritual world. So much that Radha and Krishna always kept her nearby. She was then able to take full shelter in seva and see the pastimes to which even the most confidential Sakhis and relatives of Krishna cannot see. Special privilege of the Manjaris. A little more. This is the second time of yoga meeting. That was called city, Yoga City in Bhakti Bhajan, which our definition is Yoga City in Yoga Shastra, Patanjali, Yoga Sutras, is to attain mystic cities. But Yoga City, yoga in our case, means perfection of meeting. Yoga means joining, meeting, connecting. So connecting, becoming attaining Siddha and Bhajan. It's called Siddhavasta. Siddhavasta happens at the level of prema, and you get sexual darshan around Krishna. And begin, and then shortly after you go your body and continue your nitya seva, making flower garlands or other such things. Chandan seva, etc. Making flower beds, paying feet, chamara seva. So many things were done. Busy world. Everyone's on their tiptoes there. No, you're training us up. Okay. This is a description of tushti, which means meeting after temporary separation and the satisfaction that brings. Like sometimes we meet on Sunday, we don't meet until another 7 days. So we feel really satisfied when we meet each other. Maybe. Maybe not. It depends on the individual. This takes place in Govinda Lila Amrita and Madan Lila at Radha Kun. Shri Radha Kun ki Jai. This describes the Madan Lila Radha Kun. Radharani was expressing her intense desire to meet with Krishna. Tulasi Manjari appeared amongst the Sakhis carrying Krishna's Gunja Mala and Champak flower buds, which she had given to her to bring for Radharani. Giving these gifts to Lita, Tulasi Manjari told Radharani everything that Krishna was doing. Then Lita took the presents given by Krishna, which were indications that he would soon be meeting with Radha. They were this champak flower and gunjamala were very alluring because Krishna's bodily fragrance was still lingering on those articles. Lita placed the champak buds behind Radharani's ears and the string of gunja beads on her breast. The mere touch of these items felt to Radharani like direct contact with Krishna's body. That's where you're describing one class how service is personal. You're in your painting. You're painting their feet, you're there, you're on the feet. So these are non-sentient beings, but they're carrying a consciousness, they're carrying direct perception of Krishna. A mere touch of these items felt to Radha as if she was directly contacting Krishna's body. As a result, Radharani thrilled with ecstasy, and the hairs on her body stood erect, shivering in ecstasy. Radharani immediately got up to run out to meet Krishna, but managed to compose herself upon realizing he wasn't physically there. She smelled his fragrance. She felt these items. Oh, he's here. Well, let me go embrace him. He was a Manasi Ganga. He was in Kusana Sarovar. Tulasi Manjari just came from Kusana Sarovar, and Krishna's the Tulasi ran like lightning to give the items, and Krishna's taking his time, He was sightseeing, walking like a drunken elephant, tuxedo elephant. Similar verses found in Krishna Bhava. This time it's not Tulasi Manjari, it's Rupa Manjari. With a champak flower garland from Krishna that Krishna had given Rupa Manjari, Rupa Manjari came carrying a champak flower garland that Krishna made himself to give to Radharani, and Rupa Manjari offered it to Radharani, draped around Radharani's neck. How amazing the effects of lifeless objects! As soon as Radharani felt the touch of Krishna's mala, she became practically lifeless. She who had become practically lifeless was now rejuvenated. September 15th to December 15th is the best time in Vrindavan. From December 15th to February 15th, separate the bears from the mice. Only the bears can survive. Other people can't bear it. Yeah, hibernation for some bears. And we have some Siberian bears here, no problem. Indian bears hibernate. Italian bears are drunk, they can't experience the cold. They drink so much, the town members drink so much wine they can't drink. This describes Radharani's Rashi Leela. In the evening time, this is not Rashi, this is Shine Leela. When Radharani was burning up with a fever of separation from Krishna, the Sakhis tried to reduce her temperature, but they met with failure. Amrita. They placed her, lay her down on soft lotus stems, and they covered her with sandalwood paste mixed with camphor and fresh ushira roots. There's some kind of root from some plant which is very cooling. And as soon as they put the sandalwood paste mixed with camphor, which makes it more cooling, it became immediately cracked within a moment of being placed in Radharani's divine form. So there's chandan seva. There's different kinds of winter chandan. What does winter chandan have mixed in it? Keshar, saffron. Saffron is heating. And camphor in the summer. So many different varieties of sandalwood paste. You have scented sandalwood paste. You put rose scent inside it also. That depends on your cleverness of your meditation. Everything expands, like what kind of flower garland you're going to make. Many different, million combinations. 50 chamar flowers, 10 roses. Goes from Krishna's neck to his ankle. A lot of flowers. Cute baby. So Radharani is burning up in separation from Krishna. When Lita was just becoming frustrated as to what to do to relieve Radharani, then one Manjari came from Nandishwar. He was Tulasi Manjari. Vilasini? Lita told her to pour a few drops of news about Krishna in her ear, which she knew were like elixir of life and quickly would quickly revive Radharani. As soon as Radharani heard the description of Krishna, she regained consciousness and said, "Oh Sakhi," Radharani said, "Oh Sakhi, while sleeping I dreamed the great cloudbursts of ambrosia drenched my ears. These ears, which were like a sun-baked, lifeless desert, have suddenly become fertile. What can I say? This desert is now giving me pleasure, and is a source of coolness instead of dry, parching heat." Lita smiled gently and answered, "Sweet-faced Radharani, that was no dream. Tulasi Manjari just came from Yashodarani's palace with good news about your lover and whispered it in your ears. The Manjaris will bring news of, like we speak Harikatha with a microphone, amplifier, and all that stuff. The Manjaris speak Harikatha, they whisper in her ear. They whisper in Radharani's ear. That's a really sweet and covenantal thing to meditate on. When I get the opportunity to whisper, Radharani's fainted in separation. I'll revive her with the mantra sound vibration. Like what revives you from swapna?
Sound.
Ding, 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 ding. Alarm clock or a phone or whatever you use. Some bell, some noise. So Radharani sleeping in a rapture of unconscious separation from Krishna. Rapture of unconsciousness in separation from Krishna. So she hears someone whispering or some Madhurya Harikatha in her ear. That's how she wakes up. Nice. Remind me of something fun. Anita Seki says, no dream. When Radharani heard these words of Lalita, she turned towards Tulasi Manjari and said, "Oh, my Priya Seki, Tulsi, repeat everything you said and pacify my agitated mind." Upon receiving this order from her mistress, from her Swamini, Tulasi Manjari began to recite the events and activities of Krishna during his Pradosh Leela and Nandagram, or the Shine Leela, this evening. So we'll continue more next week on that. Next week will be Sthiti, Yoga Sthiti, be fixed, be always moving, being always in the association with Krishna.